In this podcast episode, Dr. Donald Layman, a prominent researcher in the field of protein metabolism, shares his insights on the critical role of protein in our diets, particularly concerning visceral fat reduction and longevity. The conversation delves into various aspects of protein consumption, its implications for health, and the broader context of dietary choices in modern society. Dr. Layman emphasizes that the quality of protein consumed is paramount, especially as dietary trends shift towards more plant-based options. While many advocate for a plant-based diet, he argues that the focus should not merely be on increasing plant consumption, but rather on improving the quality of protein sources. He points out that many individuals may inadvertently reduce their protein intake when transitioning to a plant-based diet, which can lead to deficiencies in essential amino acids. This is particularly concerning as protein quality becomes increasingly important when overall intake decreases. The conversation highlights that protein is not just a macronutrient, but a collection of essential amino acids that our bodies require for various functions, including muscle synthesis and metabolic regulation. Dr. Layman suggests that we should shift the narrative from merely discussing protein requirements to focusing on essential amino acid needs. This perspective underscores the importance of understanding the nutritional value of the foods we consume, particularly in a world where dietary choices are heavily influenced by trends and social media. As individuals age, maintaining muscle mass becomes increasingly challenging. Dr. Layman discusses the phenomenon of sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass, which can begin as early as the age of 40. He explains that the average person loses about 8% of their muscle mass per decade, which can lead to a host of health issues, including decreased mobility and increased risk of chronic diseases. To combat this, he advocates for a higher protein intake, particularly for older adults, to help preserve muscle mass and function. Dr. Layman notes that the efficiency of protein utilization decreases with age, meaning that older adults require more protein to achieve the same muscle-building effects as younger individuals. He cites research indicating that while a 25-year-old may benefit from a 15-gram protein meal, a 65-year-old may need 30 to 40 grams to stimulate muscle protein synthesis effectively. This highlights the need for tailored dietary recommendations that consider age and activity levels, particularly for those looking to maintain their health and vitality as they age. The discussion also touches on the relationship between protein intake and insulin sensitivity. Dr. Layman explains that muscle tissue plays a crucial role in glucose metabolism, and maintaining muscle mass is essential for regulating blood sugar levels. He emphasizes that as individuals lose muscle, they become more susceptible to insulin resistance, which can lead to metabolic disorders such as type 2 diabetes. By increasing protein intake and engaging in resistance training, individuals can improve their insulin sensitivity and overall metabolic health. Dr. Layman argues that a diet rich in high-quality protein, combined with regular exercise, can help mitigate the risks associated with insulin resistance and promote better health outcomes. This connection between protein, muscle health, and metabolic function underscores the importance of prioritizing protein in our diets. Dr. Layman discusses the broader implications of dietary choices on longevity. He argues that while some studies suggest a link between high protein intake and reduced lifespan, these findings often stem from poorly designed research or misinterpretations of data. He emphasizes that the focus should be on maintaining muscle health and metabolic function, which are critical for a healthy and active life as we age. The conversation highlights the need for a balanced approach to nutrition that prioritizes protein while also considering the overall quality of the diet. Dr. Layman suggests that individuals should aim for a diet that supports muscle health and metabolic function, rather than adhering strictly to trends that may not align with their health goals. This perspective encourages listeners to think critically about their dietary choices and the long-term effects on their health and longevity. Throughout the episode, Dr. Layman addresses common misconceptions about protein intake, particularly the belief that high-protein diets are harmful. He points out that many of these claims are based on outdated research or misinterpretations of data. For instance, the idea that high protein intake leads to kidney damage is largely unfounded in healthy individuals. Dr. Layman emphasizes that protein is essential for numerous bodily functions and that adequate intake is crucial for maintaining health. He also discusses the importance of understanding the context of dietary recommendations. Many guidelines are based on the average population, which may not apply to individuals with specific health goals or conditions. Dr. Layman encourages listeners to consider their unique circumstances and to seek personalized dietary advice that aligns with their health objectives. Dr. Layman highlights the synergistic relationship between protein intake and exercise, particularly resistance training. He explains that while protein is essential for muscle growth and repair, it is not sufficient on its own. Engaging in regular resistance training is crucial for maximizing the benefits of protein consumption. He notes that exercise stimulates muscle protein synthesis and enhances the body's ability to utilize protein effectively. The conversation underscores the importance of incorporating both protein and exercise into a healthy lifestyle. Dr. Layman advocates for a balanced approach that includes adequate protein intake, regular physical activity, and a focus on overall health and well-being. This holistic perspective encourages individuals to prioritize both nutrition and exercise as integral components of a healthy lifestyle. Another key topic discussed is the significance of meal timing and distribution in relation to protein intake. Dr. Layman explains that spreading protein consumption throughout the day is more effective for muscle protein synthesis than consuming a large amount in one meal. He suggests that individuals should aim for 30 to 50 grams of protein in each meal to optimize muscle health and metabolic function. This emphasis on meal timing aligns with the concept of protein pulsing, where protein intake is strategically timed to stimulate muscle protein synthesis. Dr. Layman encourages listeners to be mindful of their meal patterns and to prioritize protein-rich foods in their diets. This approach can help individuals achieve their health goals and maintain muscle mass as they age. The conversation also touches on the growing trend of plant-based diets and the potential challenges associated with them. Dr. Layman acknowledges that while plant-based diets can be healthy, they often lack sufficient protein quality and quantity. He warns that individuals who adopt a plant-based diet without proper planning may inadvertently reduce their protein intake, leading to deficiencies in essential amino acids. Dr. Layman emphasizes the importance of understanding the nutritional value of plant-based foods and encourages individuals to seek out high-quality protein sources, whether from animal or plant origins. He advocates for a balanced approach that prioritizes protein while also incorporating a variety of nutrient-dense foods. This perspective encourages listeners to make informed dietary choices that support their health and well-being. Dr. Layman addresses the topic of industry funding in nutrition research, highlighting the complexities and potential biases that can arise. He explains that while industry funding can be viewed skeptically, it is essential to consider the context and the quality of the research produced. He shares his own experiences with industry funding and emphasizes the importance of evaluating research based on its methodology and findings rather than solely on its funding sources. The conversation encourages listeners to think critically about the research they encounter and to consider the broader implications of dietary recommendations. Dr. Layman advocates for transparency in research and encourages individuals to seek out high-quality studies that provide reliable information. This perspective empowers listeners to make informed decisions about their health and nutrition. Looking ahead, Dr. Layman expresses optimism about the future of nutrition research and the potential for personalized dietary recommendations. He emphasizes the need for continued research into the role of protein in health and longevity, as well as the importance of understanding individual differences in dietary needs. Dr. Layman advocates for a more nuanced approach to nutrition that considers factors such as age, activity level, and health status. The conversation highlights the importance of ongoing research and the need for collaboration between researchers, healthcare professionals, and the public. Dr. Layman encourages listeners to stay informed about the latest developments in nutrition science and to be open to evolving dietary recommendations. This forward thinking perspective inspires individuals to take an active role in their health and well being.